right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are out at I-16 and 441 with Kyle Collins from GDOT, and we want everyone to know that there are going to be some changes coming along at I-16 headed out 441 south for about 20 miles, Kyle?
Right, it's a pavement preservation project that actually started last year. This is the final stages of it, providing that micro resurfacing coat. Weather permitting should begin tomorrow, and it's something that's going to take several weeks because we are talking about over 20 miles from roughly where we're at here at Pine Hill, going all the way through to the Dodge-Wheeler County line.
Yeah, so starting at I-16 and headed 441 south all the way to the county line.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, and what is microfiber, by the way?
It's called micro seal, or some micro resurfacing. Basically, it's a liquid form of asphalt mixed with rock. So it's emulsion and rock together, which is going to provide a protective coat on top of the pavement, which is more cost effective. It's going to extend the life of the road for the next few years.
So I didn't think this road was quite as bad as possibly you may look at some other smaller traveled areas.
Right. Well, part of the improvements right here at Pine Hill actually included an overlay resurfacing, which again was done last year. But going on further south, it's some areas where we have previously patched and crack sealed.
Okay.
We've gotten some complaints from time to time. You see some potholes and a little bit of road failure that may be coming in the near future. That's why we do this. We're doing a lot of these type projects around the district just to use tax dollars wisely.
Yeah. All right. And so this is something that was planned out as something that needs a heavy traveled area.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. So traveling out this way, though, as people would come out of the city or would be coming into the town, they may look at alternative routes over the next, month and a half?
It shouldn't be anything that's crazy as far as the delays. That's what our inspectors on site would do to work with the contractor to try to minimize that. But given that it's a two-lane road in a lot of sections, you are going to have the need for there to be a flagger operation. They're going to stop you for a few minutes, let traffic on the other side go, and then it would be your turn. So
what's the routine on that? Like whenever they resurface a road, do they start at 8 a.m. and work till 5?
General work time is basically going to be 8:30 a.m. They'll get mobilized in the roadway depending on the temperature, and then really work until the afternoon prior to the night hours. So it's pretty much going to be an all-day schedule. Yeah.
And with the time change, we won't have to worry about people, meeting up with that at 6 o'clock and maybe them trying to break everything down and get out of the way. But still, two-lane road just a few miles out away from 16 going south on 441. So you got to take that into consideration. If you can choose an alternative route, that's probably a wise decision. And again, if you had to estimate, if things go well, if the weather's right and everything works according to plan, about how many weeks should it take?
Well, it's got to be about 50 degrees and rising and not raining for this micro resurfacing to occur. Probably into the first or middle of May. They've got to do two separate layers of it, so they're going to come through and drop one layer on both sides, and then they got to come back through and do the finishing layer. So we're looking at, I would think 4 to 6 weeks would be conservative. Could go into the end of May.
Okay. All right, so you need to be aware of that traveling around. Let your friends and neighbors know about that. We're glad to let you know about it. Thanks for sharing with us, Kyle. Now, other projects that may be going on in the area, in your division?
Well, a lot of people may be curious. Well, hey, I've heard some grumblings and some rumors about widening of 441 in this area. All that is still planned. Look for some open houses to be held later this year regarding widening from roughly State Route 117 to State Route 46 is a separate project. You've also got the project from Pine Hill to 117, and then another project connecting into McRae. So eventually, this 20-plus mile stretch that is not totally four-laned will be four-lane. We just have several years before the projects get on the ground.
Yeah, it takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of environmental, there's a lot of funding, a lot of pre-construction stuff that goes into these projects before they get on the ground.
Hey, it's an ideal opportunity also for us to brag on Champs and the success of that program. Does the state still fully vested in behind that program?
Yeah, the Champ trucks are still running. That's 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. here on Interstate 16, the one that's closest to y'all in the Lawrence County, Dublin area.
Yeah.
If you have a flat tire, if you run out of gas, or if you see an issue on the roadway, damage to a bridge, maybe a sign down or an incident, call 511. You also have access to that through the 511 Georgia app. We do ask that you do that in a hands-free fashion or pull over to the side of the road to operate your phone, though.
Yeah, excellent time to point that out. From what we hear and what we see in all the studies, people aren't adhering to using hands-free device, so not
Not as much as they should.
Yeah, not having that phone put down. So,
Right, exactly.
go ahead and take care of that. You can do it audibly. You don't have to pick up your phone. And accidents, as they happen, you're going to be charged with something very seriously if you're, handling
Correct.
your phone, and that's going to be a major issue for you. Plus, you see a lot of law enforcement's out at time, and with Georgia State Patrol, with local law enforcement who are cracking down
Right,
on.
yeah, you have a post right here in Dublin, so.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate the information on 441 on the fact that 441 south at I-16 going south will be resurfaced, micro resurfaced.
Micro seal, micro resurfacing. Basically, it's going to be a smoother ride at the end of the day.
Yeah, so look forward to that. Again, if you can choose alternate routes, you'll want to do that. Thanks for what GDOT does. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, of course.
Kyle Collins, everyone.